Today we are breaking down one of the best early to mid game builds for Black Myth Wukong. This build combines the lethal aerial moves from the pillar stance with one of the best early game gear sets to provide you with high damage, quick movement speed, and devastating combos. This build puts a big emphasis on nuking your targets with consistent damage and does a really good job with applying pressure to your enemies, nearly removing the ability for them to even strike back. Your main stance for this build is the pillar stance. So far, one of my favorite stances because it allows you to stand on top of your staff, perch yourself even higher by continuously charging your heavy attack to then unleash a powerful strike on your targets. Not only will this attack deal a lot of damage with max focus points, but it's incredibly satisfying to execute. Since the pillar stance is your main focus, one of the best early game staffs you can craft is the long wreath staff, which moderately boosts the damage of all pillar stance moves. This epic staff can easily be missed since it requires you to kill 2 secret bosses in order to obtain the necessary materials for crafting. Luckily for you guys, I just dropped a video several days ago that shows you exactly what you need to do in order to obtain all of the items to craft this staff. I'll put a link at the top of the screen right now for anyone who needs it. Now, besides the staff, your other source of extra damage will come from your armor. The Pilgrim set is an armor set that can be crafted relatively early in the game, and it's easily going to be your best option for high damage and quicker movement speed. Wearing 2 pieces of the Pilgrim set will moderately increase your movement speed, and the 4-piece bonus increases your attack power each second you are sprinting, stacking up to 10 times. This ability is really good for high burst damage on enemies, especially when you immobilize them. Further benefits will unlock for you as you upgrade this set, including the ability for you to use your Gourd and generate focus while sprinting. To build upon the burst damage capabilities of this build, you'll be prioritizing 2 spells. Immobilize is easily the best spell in the game since it gives you the ability to freeze any enemy or boss in place for a short amount of time. Easy Prey is an immobilize skill that synergizes well with the Pilgrim set since it massively increases the engaged distance of light attacks on immobilized enemies since you're always on the move, sprinting and just waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Cloud Step is another really powerful spell that synergizes with the Pilgrim set, allowing you to vanish in thin air, build stacks while sprinting, and then unleash a powerful critical strike on your enemies. Gallop is a Cloud Step skill that increases your movement speed while in Cloud Step, making it even easier to build damage stacks with the Pilgrim set. Concealed Observation increases the crit chance of unveiling strike each second in Cloud Step, stacking up to 10 times, essentially giving you double the attack power with the gear set and the skill combined. For even more burst damage, go with the Wandering White Spirit. This spirit allows you to take the form of the Wandering White and smash enemies with your bronze skull, dealing massive amounts of damage. This spirit can also be upgraded for more damage as you get through the game, increasing its effectiveness overall. Now, let's break down the build piece by piece. The main weapon on this build is the epic Long Wreath Staff, which moderately boosts the damage of all pillar stance moves. For the vessel, I'm using the Wind Tamer, which is obtained from Chapter 2 in the Kingdom of Sahali, after helping the Yellow Wind Sage kill the Fuban boss. It's actually a secret quest line that's very easy to miss, and I highly recommend completing this secret quest because you gain access to a lot of perks, and the Wind Tamer, which can be used against the Yellow Wind Sage boss to remove his wind abilities during his fight. When activated, this vessel massively increases damage reduction for a short amount of time and will also grant immunity to strong winds. When you have this vessel equipped on your build, you unlock a passive skill that slightly increases damage reduction. For the spirit, you'll be using the Wandering White form. This spirit will turn you into the Wandering White for a split second so you can smash enemies with your bronze skull. Really effective for high burst damage after your combos and can be further upgraded for more damage. Having this spirit equipped will unlock another passive skill that increases defense on the build even further. For the armor, the full 4-piece Pilgrim gear set. The Pilgrim set is an armor set that can be crafted relatively early in the game, and it's going to be your best option if you want to do a lot of damage and also have faster movement speed. Wearing 2 pieces of this set will moderately increase your movement speed. You actually increase your attack power each second you are sprinting, stacking up to 10 times. For the Curios, I'm using the Tiger Tally and the Gold Spike Plate. The Tiger Tally increases your attack power even further when you successfully land light attacks on your enemies, making it a perfect option to stack damage with the Pilgrim set. The gold spike plate is an epic Curios that increases your defense substantially and deals damage to surrounding enemies upon taking hits. For the gourd, I'm using the medicine sage with the Blue Ridge romance drink, which recovers 36% of maximum health and further increases movement speed, stacking on top of the Pilgrim set buff. For the soaks, I have the Celestial Lotus Seeds, which slowly recovers health over time after drinking your gourd, the Laurel Buds, which moderately increases damage reduction for a short amount of time, and Breath of Fire, which significantly increases the damage of Unveiling Strike during Cloud Step for a short period of time. The skill tree is going to be different for everyone depending on your level, but there are some skills that should be prioritized to make this build as effective as possible. Under Foundation in the Stamina skill category, it's highly encouraged to unlock all of these up until Composure. These skills will drastically decrease the stamina consumption for dodging, making your dodges more agile and responsive, and will also give you the ability to continue your combos after a dodge, which can be very useful during boss fights. For martial arts, Swift Engage increases the engage distance of light attacks, making those damage buffs that you get from sprinting while using the Pilgrim set way more effective. Effortless Finisher lets you build up focus points faster, Soaring Strike increases the damage of your light attack starter, and Punishing Downpour adds an AoE attack at the end of your light attack combo. As you level up, you'll eventually unlock Surging Momentum, which increases your attack power for every point you invest. And also Deep Breath, which increases stamina recovery rate, which is important for this build since you'll be constantly sprinting and dodging. The only stance you'll be using for this build is the Pillar stance, so do whatever you need to do to ensure you have enough points to unlock Sweeping Gale and Churning Gale, which are very powerful Pillar stance skills. Like I mentioned earlier, Immobilize is going to be your main skill, and I encourage you to max out this skill tree as soon as possible. You'll be able to do more damage to immobilized enemies, extend the duration of Immobilize, and even recover some mana in the process. For alteration skills, you'll prioritize Cloud Step over Rock Solid, since the Cloud Step complements the Pilgrim set so well. Gallop is a Cloud Step skill that increases your movement speed while in Cloud Step, making it even easier to build damage stacks. Concealed Observation increases the crit chance of Unveiling Strike each second in Cloud Step, stacking up to 10 times. You know, for transformation spells, the one I've been using the most is Ashen Slumber. This spell lets you transform into a large twin-headed rat that deals fire damage. You basically build stacks with your light attack, and then you gain the ability to breathe fire, which works really well since many of the enemies in the game are weak to Scorchbane. This transformation also has good hyper armor, since you won't be kicked out of your animation when you're breathing fire. So yeah, I wanted to provide you guys with a really powerful build for early to mid game, and I do plan on dropping way more builds as I move into end game and New Game Plus. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and sticking around until the end. We just hit 100k subscribers, which is a huge milestone for the channel. I am so grateful for your support because it motivates me to create more content and improve with each video. If you enjoyed this video, a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more Black Myth, Wukong, Souls-like, or any other action RPG content, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on those bell notifications so you are notified every time I drop a new video.